are live on channel 364, Go TV, channel 121. Professor Kantanka, Dean, Edema, the Faculty of Art, University of Cape Coast, earlier on, and I'll say, Yanene Kasad. Prof, I'll come back to you, but my member Dennis Ache, na memano Akwaba. Dennis, what to make a good morning?
Good morning, I have a go.
I read the Mquache. Now, what's all hot to say?
The vice election, so
okay. And so first off, Vice President campaign trail, no, and here found a Modia drew in the country as we speak this morning.
Oh, really, I think it's so far so good. You are Shanti region, beginning at Shanti region for the few past days, and yet was and Duma by Wednesday, the area Shanti region, Tono, Ababy, and then it means I would have done Gitaka and Ashanti region.
Okay.
And then we'll move to other regions. But so far so good. So far so good. The reception from the party people, the level of enthusiasm, the energy, party for this year vice president. And I think that it's only good to inspire the vice president to soldier on. Because ultimately, we are all Yama party for the next thing when they say Obegana will lead the party into victory 2024. And once the party people think that energy or no, to pursue and push it further.
Very well. We are grateful for that account. But the question would be, sir, more focused as a campaign team. Similarly, the Kennedy or Agyapong campaign team, no, sir, and simply be a more quote and unquote. You are referring to the personality of Kennedy Agyapong. It has pushed him further to say, sir, if Sasa campaign team no ebeyedia, there are some of the issues more raise here will also will respond in equal measure, turning the campaign into something else, personality attacks, and then concerns are if we were also aside ever. Mamintio on this because when himself over the weekend videos are viral as a spokesperson, no what will be what he be. The response of the vice president's campaign now Afeyan Twaso.
Yeah, first of all, Minjin is a vice president of some like Keneka. I doubt it. I don't believe so. Because my video, no, Manchester or vice president. And Manchester so Dr. Bamudu Bawumia. And we see some no kind of me who in some baby appointee as a vice president. I think I know you're very important to establish. I don't think Agyapong is directing his comment at the vice president. I'm sure he's directing it at other people. But not the vice president. Yes,
but to be more specific, you didn't campaign to Makasa just as we are talking to you. They asserted the fact to say Momo dia Muka yet been that woman so responding.
Now they are also responding to no no. They are also be
yes, they claim say Mose Wasika and he wants to be president. That is not the point. As I said, delegate Efeso Etwaba. That is the assertion I want to make.
We have never said that anyway. And that is why you haven't heard it from anybody for the vice president campaign.
I see.
And you know about make your own allegation. If you're not so no need you can say what and I want to so exactly that's what is a vice president and I say vice president when you be about already. We're very focused on the campaign. The message to the party people is very simple. They say election 2024 not a bit maybe near you get Dr. Bawumia or no and I OGPA mapa our party near by any or no and I obey me upon your party no near my by any near my by into me or no obey me upon. So I just say or no and I obey me action to say I buy near my why I know. Say your twanswa obey me as sort of no protect it against no. Now if they are into me and at the cafe they are in your and what about that's the message apart from some message remaining say what's the message for the answer for you. If you to be moving customers don't want to turn on them. Don't find to turn on no you see maybe maybe like I'm saying the Honorable Agyapong was not referring to the vice president. Because somebody did. Don't say I can't see it. Can what kind of someone claims here and on Mampina be the chair some can person can go back on the state. Into many Mr. Orona and Novatoka. A binding in a seminar can air they are fair enough. Or no one not buying or no camono. ono penny one of the critical sectors of this economy. Asem no kandia mo fe no no na on chichimu na yehu bibia opese odin sabuneko.
Very well. But the issue against 8 people massing up against the vice president made him say about to more attention, right?
Oh yeah, and they say it come to attention. I
idea a hamwana as a team.
With the view, and don't put the shilling crime. Oh dear, so we need nipa and na and kono help Kessben. That's a nipa and kono. That's why I'm now to say there's a monk in our common one boom. Because then it tells you say you're on the right path and you're doing the right thing. Maybe you must continue doing what you are doing. Because I shall say no one come home.
Exactly.
And it's a fair moment no. It tells you that I might use the share by until the home come home. Vice President is very focused. Like I keep telling you, no can say on our console no in the campaign. And I mean, didn't say in the campaign or what to say controversy say a PH Baba. Because some of what say, Kasa na what say, a issue based, and some a reasonability with the party. Or the party for the Kasa, or to be here party for nothing, or to be a party for the best of what nothing, and no one come on your moody. And she is not going to be distracted by Obia Samoa or Kawa money doing. And I would see in someone so I won't be anywhere for vice president.
Very well. Very well. Now, finally, Miracle, before I let you go, there are concerns the special delegate conference, and our election, decentralizing it, because the people, college, Eswadin, and Kayama delegates, at one center point. Now, Abano, one more entity, and to rather than say, Yebeka say, you decentralize it. Ama constituency biya no etime atone there. Some of your co-contenders propose this coming up say more common into next month the party should consider having same, but we are told also say there are divergent opinions to this particular arrangement. Vice President Camp say how would you wish say party ever consider such proposals?
Yeah, oko abatwa eyona wo contest na eyona wo hye abatwa no humra. Wodi ane so ba ko homo mu beto abana no makasa na campaign a chew na chew bude to mu to abama. Eda no so a one make sure say omo koto omo to amount. Vice President does have a view as to whether the delegate super delegate should be centralized or decentralized.
Okay.
Vice President's view is that there are people who are responsible for organizing the elections. Maybe almost person mo yeno no so almost person mo decentralize ya or be campaign no make sure say decentralization no will be teaching all the agent vote. Some person more centralizing so be and so the agent vote. He's not going to impose his views on the organizers of the elections. There no more on only one so be campaign to the election of 1,000 delegates, super delegates no more betuaba. But as to whether centralized place and I see into the district by district and region by region. The vice president doesn't think say he is the one to dictate to the party. The national party executives, more responsibility to organize the elections and whatever the regulations of the government or no better no it so now other company votes.
Very well. And see, I don't pay no constituencies Ben with the money as a team.
And you pay almost about 4 constituencies. Yeah, 4. I have a north, south, I have a north, south, and behind.
Very well. Miracle, I'm grateful for your time this morning. Okay. And to Miracle, Dennis Miracle Abuaje Ada Yeneno Edin Komono, spokesperson to Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia campaign, Ada Anope, explaining to us some of the concerns Tim Nonso Eho. Prof. Mamintio, surely, I wanted you to know the views coming from the camp of the Vice President as well. We are satisfied with explanation and how a campaign team on the Vice President's side sees the whole thing.
Well, maybe sometimes it's good to overlook certain things while working at it behind the scenes. And I feel that is the approach they have taken.
Okay.
Because miracle say, well, Obi are more vice president be and normally sometimes at least all customer from when he has over Bomidion. Oh, yeah, some I cannot have the air qua. Which we will be a the Anamabwa.
Exactly.
Who said, I said, with the Miani. For example, Zabia main fan is Zabia. Unfortunately, no, anything that will be said about this economy will be seen to be something against the vice president, a negative one. Unfortunately, that is where the other contestants find themselves. Because if it is not broken, why fix it? So when to me and said there's something broken, how do you tell the people there? Yeah, you have to have them now fix it. So naturally, it will appear as though the other candidates, whenever they talk about the economy, it is likely that in a other clear way or in a subtle way, will be better to be with the vice president in the end. But that may not necessarily be the case. And you know, your friend is saying, a hard place and a deep blue sea. And I don't know, I say, I was a year 90 crew. When me was a year 980, me and walking and to bend. So, Obia, all your campaign say, and to Abamana, on your vice president in this government, and now on your president. Obviously, they want to show that there's something wrong somewhere. You're to Abama on which me affect it. And anytime you mention that thing, it will appear that you are talking about the vice president. And that is why I'm not too sure whether that is actually the case. People are saying that it's 9 or 8 against 1. I'm not too sure about that. Going forward, it also sends a certain signal. Okay? Yeah, you assuming that Osina as a vice president, we need primaries now. Going forward, the opposition also gets a message. So, miracle, yes, Wakasa, but me sure said that Ken, Eka, not one more vice president to be Kurana. Me sure to who said vice president whom. So, for example, one of the videos going around, me who said, Ken Eka, one also a strategy.
Exactly.
We are strategists now, or the Hemco IMF, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, that strategist, me just was a miracle, Becca said, for me, yeah, kind of want them.
Maybe one more person will be more attention to the other aspirant. And then
so that's what I was saying. Okay. So obviously, it is clear that they don't want to give it attention and they want to overlook it. But even that going that way, they still can do something behind the scenes to resolve these issues about attacks and counter-attacks. But, Speaker, you see, sometimes in politics, most of the time, there are also problems, We are on certain platforms throughout the country, and sometimes people send comments, videos or commentaries over, voice over, and all kinds of things there. I remember a few days ago, me who video be or baby now Agyapong some time ago or after the I think after the 2020 election, he was talking about President Mahama, I think Okujetra Black and some other and some other big wigs in the NDC.
Okay.
And was threatening say Omudi Agro and also be taking action and before. And then somebody put there say they say NPP personal. No, say we not say obedi president. They were our casa. We are the president. So you see, and yet it may not be the leadership of any group, a campaign group will be there, but from what we do most of the time, I'm going to cause problem campaigners.
Okay.
And I'm not going to come all the party members.
Okay.
Both leaders and a staff one. So young say a casa muyi. But our advice say going forward, young more of policy than personality attack.
Okay.
Young may I believe it when somebody says my way, I'm a party, my way, I'm a party. And see a maybe a song, maybe a Monka Menimana Monto Abama. I have no problem about that. It is something that doesn't insult anybody. It is something that looks at maybe a topic concerning policy and other issues. A connoisseur maybe feels better than that. Now you can be any marker say, Okra Sabi was not here. We are saying to the president. The NPP will shoot itself in the foot. Okay. Going forward in 2024 is going to be a big deal. You know,
Kessben
already in Ghana, political party be breaking 8. Indeed, already the odds are against the NPP in a way. Say breaking the 8 is usually very difficult. You have to do something extraordinary to be able to break the 8, because Ghana will be okay. If you are going on number, okay, whoever be our no be to maybe be in an article. Until right now, the party unity is paramount. I think that Agyapong NPP as on many going into 2024 and say, on the making sure say on more base, okay, support base, on the maintaining. If the NPP loses an iota of a support base, it's going to affect its electoral fortune in 2024.
Okay.
So what it is that Agyapong will be our party no more action on.
Kessben 92.
I'll see a chapel. I'll see a free hawk.
Okay.
Because when you are going to break the 8, what you mean maintaining with electoral base, with support base, now okay, be a camera and a better. Now, when you lose kakrabi of your base, it means you are giving the opponent an advantage. It is not likely that the opposition will lose its support base.
Okay.
Because normally in opposition, the support is great, especially when a maximum opposition is 8 years. And in opposition, conflict is easier to resolve than incumbents. Because opposition, it's easier to come and say, okay, but when you are an incumbent, not a the likelihood is that a be a free mono very high. And give me the advice of my manager, campaign no more yes, Obi Obey Nibiano. May one good thing about the NPP is that they have choices. What are they? At least, Nipa 10 or so now, or more per present, Nadino. May I also Obi that means that you have the choices, but in making the choices, the one not careful now as soon as I were really not 8 or 9 now coming in almost supporters say you because Maka said and now we said this is not good no.
Exactly. Prof,
they have to handle this in a way at the end of the day, I do be back on board. It's not easy to bring people back on board when people feel excited. People feel say, "Yeah, did you matter? Go money matter." Oh, fine, so. And then I can say, "So be an average be yeah, the better be a better you we are a bit more than the Maba."
Prof, I'm grateful. I know praise Bamenda was it. Maybe any best idea in Commobium. And say Professor Kwabena Safo Kantanka, a dean for the Faculty of Art, University of Cape Coast.